There
We are live. What's no intro?
should be.
Nope. We are live in
Oh,
living color.
aw, that's weird. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast for the Appreciate Wrestling fans. I guess the intro didn't work out. I'm joined today by the highly esteemed Hyde, Sports Jedi Network. How are you, sir?
I'm well, man. Happy anniversary. Thank you for having me. I needed to stop by, just to wish you guys a happy anniversary. Be part of this commemorative, festive of Saturday night wrestling talk with the podcast of the unappreciative wrestling fans.
No, I appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. And to give it context, technically it's 3.5 years, but one channel got erased by YouTube because of controversial things I said. So I technically go off the 3 years that from today, August 22nd of today, that it has started the podcast of unappreciated wrestling fans. We have lost members. Obviously, BMAC is doing his own thing. Courtney retired from wrestling. Tim is doing Tim things. And the man who shall not be named, still shall not be named, is just doing gaming and just gave up on life. But today, we're going to talk about the 3 years of what we started, how it started, what have we learned, and what have we done in between. My members of the P.U.W.F, Kane the Destroyer, D Walk from NXT Time with D Walk, and Joe BNCO will be coming in soon. And hopefully, special guests. Shout out to the Misfit Nation podcast. Shout out to Black Couch Booking. Shout out to Sports Wrestling Super Friendos. Everyone. Because of them, we are growing for anything else. So, um, the origin of the podcast on Unappreciated Wrestling Fans is based on that I used to be on another podcast called the Midwest Marks Podcast. And they picked us up. We were just all ragtag bunch of people really talking about wrestling as a whole. Just talking about AEW. We had interviews with other wrestlers. We had competitions for the belt. And it was fun. The exodus of it was not. The host decided not to do this anymore and kind of threw us all to the winds, and we were all lost, all of us. But we all knew, especially me, we all had purpose. We all had a purpose. So I called everybody in and said, "Hey, let's just make a podcast. Like we're all unappreciated because they don't appreciate us. So let's just call ourselves the podcast of unappreciated wrestling fans because we're all fans of wrestling. Wrestling fans should be unbiased. It should be talking about the truth. It should be talking about what life is as wrestling, and that's what I started with. And I am the founding member, but it was based on four of us because BMAC, I love BMAC, but his reception has been shitty for years, so it was hard to connect to him. And Courtney was dealing with her family too, so she left. And Tim decided to become a park ranger for some weird reason, but good for him. I'm happy for him. Um, and now for what we had for 3 years, and we used to cover AEW, ladies and gentlemen. We did. We used to. It fell off after AEW started copyrighting us. Then we started going to NXT because that D Walk's like, let's talk about NXT. We started doing NXT time with D Walk. In the beginning, yeah, it was kind of wild, uncensored, uncouth, but it got better. We started talking about Elevation and Dark, really talking about that because I used to be a great avid AEW fan, avid, and then I kind of fell off when I had a kid. You know, life's life. Now, after 3 years, and being banned from Fightful, being banned from Brooks Jensen, being banned from Malcolm Muscle, being banned from various other wrestlers and people around the world, being laughed at by children, being laughed at by other content creators or so-called content creators, we are unequivocally, unofficially, but unequivocally, the number one WWE Evolve podcast in the world and the number two WWE Evolve podcast in the world. Shout out to the Wrestling Super Friendos for that. We we have broken news. We have done a bunch of other things. We have ironically on tape called out numerous things that's happened in wrestling and never got the credit for it. And again, we don't want money. We just want the recognition of us doing the job of being wrestling creators. We're not big guys who have major networks behind them. We're not. But we're not Fightful who are kiss asses, and we're not, Brian Alvarez or all the other guys that make shit up one out of five times. The PWF is based on people that really want to join us and talk about things.
Right.
And that's why I met Kevin. Kevin saw that I loved wrestling. Kevin saw that I wanted to talk about wrestling, and that was the purpose of it, to meet people, not to be egotistical, but to actually meet people and get to connect. If it wasn't for him, I probably would have never met Jeff. If it wasn't for Jeff, I probably would have never met Hear These Thoughts and EOD and Shauna and CJ and Terrell and Coach FCW, which I thought he's from the UK. He's from South Africa. Never met a person from South Africa. It's funny how life works out, honestly. So, Kevin, what was your how has it been knowing me for 3 years for this wrestling business?
Well, I know you longer. Remember, I've said this many times. I've said this many times on our channel, and I now I could say this with you together on the stream. You were one of our first person to collaborate or follow, and you didn't like the major sports that we started with, because I didn't start professional wrestling. I started
Yeah,
covering New York Yankees, talking about Yankee baseball, Knicks basketball, the major sports. And of course, I loved the interest in wrestling. But you were always there supporting. Hey, I might not like the sport, I might like this, but I'm here to show you love and support. Hey, I follow you guys at checking in. Uh, And from the very beginning, I could dare to say you're probably my first or second subscriber ever on any of my platforms from the first channel.
yeah,
And that's where the bond and friendship has started. Then we got into wrestling, and then we say, hey, I'm doing this wrestling. I'm gonna watch along WrestleMania, and I remember that WrestleMania with 38 when Cody Rhodes returned. You were on our stream, and from
yeah.
there on we have such a great bond. Also inviting me on the P.W.F. Also vice versa, and that's what collaboration is. There was never been one upping, or I'm better than his one, or he's better. No, we always knew that if the stronger the link and the stronger the link in the chain is, the longer and stronger we're gonna move numbers. I've had many
Yeah,
people come on our channel that want to one up us and compete. And wait a
yeah.
minute, we're this thing. Why? It's like that meme where, or that picture. You have a guy with on a horse and carriage, and you have the horses going separate, and then he's on the stage course. Where the hell is he going to go if they're pulling in different directions? And with you, it's been, yeah. What can we do to help one another? And that's been a great collaborating. And now we get to share the Sports Jedi Network and keep
Mhm.
do whatever I could do. I don't mind. I am very happy being a drop of the gallon that
Yeah.
you want to fill. I'm not saying I'm the pitcher. I'm not saying I'm the gallon. I'm one of the drops to help you fill that gallon.
No, and I appreciate that. And again, ladies and gentlemen, it was way before wrestling. Even before we even got to the wrestling, we did the Loki series, the Marvel thing,
Oh
the
yes.
comic, all that stuff. And I still have it on my channel. And I dealt, and you gave me ideas to do like Quantum Leap, the remix, and all these other things. And I really delved, like, really right now, ladies and gentlemen, Recon Reactions is it's not really dead. I just keep it afloat for now because I'm trying to restructure my channel. It's a lot of things. And I prefer wrestling way more than talking about the news of Puerto Rico because it never ends, ladies and gentlemen. It never ends. Recon Reactions. But for wrestling, the proof is in the pudding. Oh, we're not the Evolve. Like, I've heard people like, oh, you guys are like, it's funny that you guys are the Evolve podcast. Like, yeah, guess what? Everything we've said, it has changed the podcast. It's on record. It's on video. We don't make shit up. I haven't made anything up for 74 episodes. We have changed the structure of Evolve, and the evidence is there. NXT Tag with D-Walk has been proven that things that we have said has been used in storylines. Wrestling talk, as much as you don't like it, it's the truth. That's the part that pisses off a lot of people. We're not going to sugarcoat things because we're super fans. Like, oh, Joe Manziel is an AEW super fan. We know that, but he will be unbiased if it's bad. I'm not a fan of the main product. I'm not. I really am not. But I watch it because it reminds me. It reminds me of like an episode or something. I forgot where it was. I think it was like Fear Factor, where these two guys were from New York, and they're like, "Oh, we watch Raw every day, like it's religiously every single day." That was me. I would watch Raw every single day. I used to watch NXT Black and Gold religiously because it was a story. It was made on the fly. There was no 2 year plan, and that's why I love Evolve, and that's why I try to tell people in the P.W.F. watch Evolve. This is a show that's starting from nothing. from nothing. And guess what? All the people that are NXT that are badasses, they were in Evolve. All the people that you see in Japan, they were into someplace else. With with Dennis, and I'll tell how all my people are. With Dennis, I got the hood passing by. With Dennis, um, he was wild. He always has been wild, but he has gotten better because he realized, like, look, this is an opportunity. This is not us shooting the shit. This is us actually doing things. With Joe, he stopped watching the main product because he realized, like, if I keep watching it, all I'm going to do is just piss it off more and more. And with Kane, he has a life. I have a, and the thing about wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, I have a 4 year relationship with the future wife of my life. And before those 4 years, she met me and she's like, "Oh, what are your hobbies?" And the first thing I said, like, "I like video games and I like wrestling." And she said, "Oh, I'll watch it with you. I'm not really a wrestling fan." 3 years later, she doesn't like half the wrestlers on Evolve because of critiques. She knows NXT wrestlers. She is a person that grew up around me and saw, like, wrestling is a hobby, but it also is a passion. It's also is something that you can just eh, release yourself off to, and that's the purpose of our channel. Just have fun, like, get to see things again. I've never met, again, ladies and gentlemen, in wrestling, in Evolve. It's never happened in NXT. It's never happened in Raw. People, there was drinking in Evolve. You don't see that anymore. That's fun. So I tell people my 3 year anniversary, like, we're just going up. I want to do more shows. I want to do a Japanese review show. I want to do a review show. I want to go back to NXT and do, not episode by episode. That'll take me like 6 years, but just do PLE by PLE, and then we just have, like, backstories of how we got there, kind of like OSW review, where they give you, like, just the backstory and then how you got there, and then boom, the pay per view. That's what I want to do in the future. I do want to talk to wrestlers. I do want to interview wrestlers, but really talk to them about real questions. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, Evolve wrestlers are the most down to earth people I've ever met in my life. CJ Valor watches my stories.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. I don't pay him. He just does.
No, he likes
You
what you
know?
he's looking for the constructive criticism. And if you give him and what makes us a fan, what if the person that like yourself that take your time to sit down and watch Evolve, and consume it and enjoy it and watch it where a lot of people, let's face it, Evolve it's a peculiar taste. Not everybody wants to run to watch. One, because they're being competed by All Elite Wrestling, the bigger show with more money and the fancy moves, and one is, and you could blame it on the location of where it's being placed at in Tubi. People look down as soon as they hear the word Tubi. They're looking down. They look at it like it's beneath them. There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, when you go through a struggle, a budget, or you don't have that kind of money, Tubi's going to be your best friend because you're going to get entertained when you don't have the HBO Max or the Netflix. If you can't afford it, Tubi's there, and you're still going to consume professional wrestling. So that's the stereotype, unfortunately, that Evolve has. Bull crap. Because you're taking
Yeah.
your time and you're watching and you're enjoying the early journey stages of these professional wrestlers. Like the way I
Yes.
remember how we used to talk. I used to, like, before when we first met, how much I used to go a lot to 2.0, and everybody would clown and crap on the 2.0 brand. Oh, that's comic. I remember Wrestling Inc. Not to throw names there, and the NYDYC EMA, Justin LaBar and Alfred Kilowog and the other clown. They will clown it every time. I used to listen to that video. I used to get mad. That would fuel me to review this stuff because they would call us, oh, the people in the NXT crowd, they're drunk. They don't know, motherfuckers. You didn't know that they didn't give us nothing but water. Like, yeah, I used to hate that, the stereotype and then again negativity of the NXT 2.0. They would shit on it, so that would drive me passionate. So I understand where you're coming from, where people get that stereotype, that negativity about Evolve, but you're enjoying the journey. Now, I sit there and I watch Roxanne Perez on Monday Night Raw, and I'm so proud because I saw her every one of her very first matches. Also Braun. Also, all these wrestlers that we've seen, all these people from the Trick Williams is killing it. I saw when Trick Williams was nothing but a ball boy who used to come out for Carmelo Hayes and Valet. Now look where he is. I could say he could overpass Carmelo Hayes. I love that journey, and I understand why you do that, Evolve, and why you watch CJ Valor, watching a Sloan. I saw Sloan when she was in the knockouts. tournament the first time around in NXT. Now she's back
Yeah.
with I saw Nikita Lyons when she first was Greenhorn. Now seeing her
Mhm.
where she's at her development. I'm with you. I see the ride of the wrestlers, and I like to enjoy it. And I feel like a proud uncle to when I see these
Yeah.
wrestlers, even though we're not related. But the time you invest, you're
Yeah.
investing in them like a family member going to a little league game.
Yeah. No, and what's the saddest thing is the ironically sad thing is AAA and Evolve are the only two products of the main show that are consistent since episode one. The only two. NXT makes up things every week if they go along because they don't really know what the hell they're doing. And the main roster, we're not even going to get the consistency there. There never is. But Evolve has been consistent since episode one, so much so. An example, the journey of Wendy Chu. She's been losing a lot in main event and different places like that. But in Evolve, in their own little parallel universe, they're setting her up as the only person that could take the belt off Nikita Lyons. Why? Because in Evolve, which, ladies and gentlemen, here's a nice little Easter egg that I just found out a few days ago. I didn't even know this. Ryan Katz was the original announcer for Wrestling Society X.
I
We
didn't know
got
that.
him. I didn't even know that. I'm like, we got the original announcer for Wrestling Society X. The weirdest thing that never like, oh my god, come on guys, come on. Like, oh, you guys got Mike Rome. You guys can suck it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But in like I was saying, in Evolve, they're setting up Wendy like, yeah, she's the only person that can defend Nikita because storyline wise, in Evolve, there is a thing called Final Evolution. If they finally leave to the main to NXT, they have to have one last match. They have to before they leave. That's why Aaron Rourke hasn't left Evolve yet because he has to do one last match. Wendy Chu, one last match. That's the point. I know that. Shout out to Joe BNCO when he comes in. He doesn't watch Evolve. I get that. But I tell Joe and everybody else, if you watched NXT Black and Gold from its inception, from 2013 to 2019, that's why it's so fucking good. And AAA, by the way, talking about Roxanne Perez, they're sending her to AAA. Drake Moreau sending her to AAA. Elijah Holyfield sending him to AAA. Why? Because they realize this main roster shit ain't working. Let's go to AAA. Joe BNCO, the founders of the P.U.W.F. How are you, sir? Joe?
He's got a serious look. Why so
Yeah,
serious?
he got he'll come back. But that's what I mean. It's just things like that. You gotta get better. Like I want to start watching AEW again, and I have the right to do it. I have the opportunity to do it, but I just don't do it because really I don't have a lot of time. NXT, Evolve, and then sometimes Raw, and then sometimes and now I can watch NXT at 8 o'clock. I don't have to wait till the next day. It took you
Right.
3 years,
Oh,
3 years.
that was a little bit of a rough one. If you didn't have the if you weren't able to have the CW network, now you can get on the
No,
ESPN.
I don't. And now technically you can see it now. I'm like, oh, thank you, but okay, but you can't see SmackDown on Disney Plus. I kind of get mad at that. But either way, um, but back to this. I am glad for my teammates for doing the best that I can. I'm glad for my teammates for doing everything that they can to be bigger and to be better. Like that's why I tell people, like, like you don't have to like us. We already had somebody hate on us like 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are stupid." Then months ago, as you remember, that those two
Hmm.
douchebags that wanted to say that, and then before that, like before and before and before. Now we come to a point where we get angry for like 5 minutes, don't care about it anymore, and move the fuck on in our lives because again, it's just wrestling. It's not serious. It's not going to be life threatening if we talk about things. You guys have to remember that. Guys don't take it seriously, honestly, because I'm not. I enjoy watching my product. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy reviewing it, like it or not. There's a lot of wrestlers I don't like. There's a lot of people that I don't like, but I'm going to watch it because that's all it is. Because honestly, it's hard to find dodgeball or anything weird on television. So I like watch wrestling. See, that's just me. That's just me. And for all my other teammates, I'm thankful that they're here. I'm thankful that they're around to help me and I help them and we grow. That's the purpose of the 3 year anniversary. I just want to tell people like just have fun. Talk to us, man. Really. Like it's just gonna go up from here. Honestly. Like it's great things next week. Wrestling is just wrestling. And just be happy. Why aren't you guys so angry about wrestling? The IWC is so toxic. We're not. We're unbiased. We're a little crazy, but we're not toxic. I know that for a fact. I don't
Let
need
me
to
ask
be.
this. Let me ask you a question. I'm
Yeah.
having a little bit of an issue. Not an issue, just it upsets me or it just frustrates me when it comes to Total Nonstop Action TNA, because they're on a tape. You know, they go live maybe once every month, and then they tape for 3 weeks. How you do you find that any frustration with Evolve? Because it's not a weekly live television. We know that. How
Yeah.
frustrating is it with Evolve that you some like that's the sessions one. I knew I was in the building and I knew the result. I didn't spoil it. I knew that, and they didn't show that about almost a month later.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's the difference. With TNA tapings, the second it's over, the same guy who finished pressing the record button is posting it to everybody 2 hours later, so everybody knows and suckful fightful. With Evolve, it's the inverse. I actually like, and you can ask the Invisible Woman. She's right next to me. I actually like that they don't spoil the tapings. I don't like that they. I don't want to know. And remember, Evolve is different. The only thing I don't like is that since it's tapings. Oh, we got Joe Biancio. Here we go. I don't like it because Joe, you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Hello, sir. Let me finish the sentence and I'll introduce you. Um, with Evolve, I like that it's taped because we don't know the results. The only thing I don't like about the tapings is that when people come down, like Ren Sinclair or Sloan Jacobs or Max Abrams, who are actual champions, you never announce that. Ren Sinclair is now stuck, I think, in another set of tapings in Evolve, but she'll never mention the speed belt. Not once. Like Max Abrams is Max Abrams, or I like to call Joe Biancio when he was 20, is the ID champion, but he never says it. Never, ever, ever. And I do like that commentary is there. I feel bad for Robert Stone because they sent you to NXT to be the announcer. We sorry to be the GM. Then they sent you back to Evolve because Peter Rosenberg's on an excursion. They're like, "Well, this is your old job. Sorry." I'm like, "Okay, I guess." But that's what I think. But TNA, by the way, there is going to be a triple threat match this weekend somewhere in America. Ricky Sosa, Cappuccino Jones, and John Lovak. I wish I can go to that, but that's not
It
going to be
has
in
to be
TNA.
today. Has to be today
Uh,
because
they-
tomorrow there and there
yeah.
it's lethal lockdown for TNA their pay per view.
Look at that. All right, Joe Bancio, you're a TNA fan, and the question that was posed by Kevin. What are your thoughts on TNA tapings and compared to Evolve tapings? Because you know Evolve tapings, there's no spoilers. TNA tapings, there's immediate spoilers. What's your thoughts?
Well, there's immediate spoilers because of the fact that they have fans, and it's done with the actual audience base. Where Evolve is done more with other wrestlers and their families there. Probably has to sign non-disclosure agreements also before they go into the tapings.
No,
They do, and they they,
they have
they sign
fans
they said
there. They have fans there,
yeah.
guys, because I could get on that list and I could go. I just choose not to, because a lot of them.
Oh,
If you look at NXT Tuesday nights, a lot of the people, a lot of the same people go. Yes, there's families and some people wrestlers, yes, but there is also a handful of people that are
Well,
also NXT faithfuls.
but I think we were talking about Evolve.
Right, involved. Yes, and involved.
Yeah, because Evolve was when it first started. Evolve was only supposed to, the only people in the audience were like other performers and people like that, and maybe family, but that was it. That was all it was supposed to be. It
that
wasn't meant
was
to
yeah.
have like an actual audience to sell tickets and bring people in.
Yeah, they
Nope.
don't sell.
Not
It's not charged. They don't charge. You got to get on a list. Just like NXT every Tuesday night, you got to go to the Facebook list, or NXT sends you the registry list if you want to go. If hey, you would like to attend, you have to send. You got to sign up, sign a waiver, like you said, but it's not a non-disclosed waiver. Just a waiver if they're not responsible if you get injured, yada yada, all that nonsense.
yeah.
You don't get to bring your car to the parking lot. You have to go to Full Sail to get the bus to usher you over and all that stuff. That's the way for NXT and as well for Evolve. There's plenty of time. The same people that can get me on that list for NXT also wanted me to, if I want to, anytime I want to go to Evolve, just let them know and I get on that list. So Evolve is not a paid show, but it's not going to
No,
be the amount of attendance wise as an NXT live.
no,
They control the
no.
attendance there.
It's under 100, which
Yes.
I understand. That's actually the way to go. Like it's under 100, but it's so hard to get like to really get a ticket. Honestly, and that's why I get so mad about that because like I really want to go, but like they send me an email and I have to like commit to fly to Florida.
It's
It's a
not.
full sale.
It's not even that. It's the fact that you get like less than a day's notice. Like they
Yeah.
tell you the day of or the day before.
I don't live in Florida. I gotta fucking buy a ticket.
Because they don't know that. Next time when you got to give me the right dates, I got the right person to put you on that list. That's all
Yeah.
you have to do. Now you know. I got the right person to put you on that list. Living here in Orlando,
Okay.
Florida, trust me. If whenever I want to go to NXT show, I got a list. I just go and I know who to go contact the right person to put the name on the list. You just gotta have your
All
valid
right.
ID, so your name will be on the list.
Okay. I got a passport. That's all that matters. We'll go over there. But back to TNA and Evolve. We'll talk about that later. But back to TNA and Evolve. Even AAA does pre-tapes as well. But again, you don't really you hear like, oh, Drake Monroe's gonna come over here and Roxanne Perez is gonna come over here. Which, by the way, Roxanne Perez, go there, never come back. You don't never need to come back to truth. Like you did your thing in Raw, you debuted, you were a tag team champion in less than a month. Go to AAA and do something over there. And Drake Monroe, you're with your girlfriend over there. And Elijah Holyfield, I don't want them to take them away to AAA. I understand why. It's a name. It's a name. He's a name. And he's getting better. I just wish he would stay and evolve. That's just me. Like Mr. Joe Biancio like differs from that, but that's because I like him. He's getting better. Now you can see the growth of this guy that if they take care of him, he could be great. And he could be a name in the company. Because right now, the people that they're hanging around with right now ain't working like that. That one gay comedian that's supposed to be on a Raw, I think next week or this week, like he's already getting flack for what he said over an interview. Like so, like you gotta pick and choose what you say. I think his name is Matthew something. Um, it's just that's what it is. But Joe, your thoughts? Papers. Joe froze again. Oh my god, he always does that.
His eyes are closed. Wake up!
That's fine.
Go to
That's fine.
blackoutcoffee.com. Use my promo code SportsJedi20. Get some blackout coffee. Okay, Joe.
No, but I get that. Like, just and think about it this way: if since you watch NXT more than me, shout out to Jeff and the Garden of Thought. Like Jasper Troy's supposed to come to Evolve, and what can you do for these NXT people? Because honestly, like Michael Lockwood is getting traction for doing that special that she did lately. Like, but then you look at Layla Diggs. She just got out of injury. They boosted her but NXT too early, and now they're sending her back to Evolve, which pisses me off. This is me. What are your
She's got
thoughts
a
on
good
that?
following. She's got a good following for Layla Dig. I guess they wanted her to get more reps. I guess I see that. With Jasper Troy, I'm a little afraid that September's coming around and NXT tends to cut some of these NXT talents. I'm afraid for Jasper Troy. I'm gonna be totally 100% honest. And Skylar Ray.
Yes. She's just doing some traction to Evolve. She just got to Evolve.
I
Oh
don't
my
see
god.
a future. I'll be honest with you. I don't see a future in that young girl.
Yeah, she's not that. She doesn't like. She doesn't like. And I'm nothing against Skylar Ray, ladies and gentlemen. She just
No.
doesn't have the it factor. Something about it. Like Brent Sinclair. I love Brent Sinclair. She was more vicious and evolved than she has in NXT. And that's saying a lot. And you've been in NXT for like 3 years. Like you should have had like great matches. She hasn't had a great match in Evolve in 3 years. The only great match that Thea, for example, has had was by accident against Blake Monroe. It was the only one. And
Yeah,
then and
we
the one
talked about that
and the
earlier
Raw.
today too.
Yep. I feel bad for her. Like that's another one that might be like future endeavored.
Who, Tia? I don't know. I think they have invested. Joe, we can hear you. I don't know if your mic is out. I know Joe wants to say a few words, and we want to hear from Joe.
Yeah, of course.
As Joe's
He'll
going to
get there.
return. He's going to reset.
Yeah.
He'll reset.
He'll
He'll reset. We talked
Oh,
about it
yeah.
earlier. We had you. I don't know if you recall NXT. The young man that used to have the always wear the fan slash wrestler who had the New York Mets always had the big Puerto Rican flag at NXT in the front
Yeah.
row. That's Bobby
I thought it
Munoz.
was.
That's a good friend of ours. We had him on, good friend. We became real good friends because of NXT 2.0. We had him on the channel earlier today. He goes now he sits on away on the hard camera side where you don't see him much on there. You can see him when they do certain. Just long story short, he came on and we talked about Day Hale, and the frustrations with her and the way her growth. He loves. Everyone says good things about her. There's something missing with her. It's sometimes the creative when it comes to the NXT brand with the coaches.
Yeah.
Joe's back.
Hey, Joe. Can you hear me?
No,
Joe?
your microphone, brother.
Mike, you.
Check the
Nope,
settings
can't
for
hear
your
anything.
microphone. Check the microphone settings on your phone. I think it's having your. We
Yeah.
cannot hear you.
No. Come in and out. Get home, man. Get home first, Joe. Go. But speaking of Thea Hale, can't hear you. Speaking of Thea Hale, like, I feel bad for her.
I don't think she get
Her.
future endeavor. I don't know. I don't see that. I don't see that. I think I think they like her. She's been working. Look, they invested her since 19.
Yeah.
She's
That's
22.
I get it. I just feel bad for Jada too. Jada and Zarya as a champion right now is not doing anything. And then you had to find a weird way to unify the speed and the North American. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that at all.
I
But you're
agree with
doing
you
it
on
to
that one.
bring them. Now, I have a theory on that because again, Shawn Michaels said before 2026, like Ren and Kendall are meant for big things. He did say that. I have this weird feeling, not really gonna happen, but I have this weird feeling where Ren might win the North American, and then we just do a Kendall versus Ren type of thing. Like I don't know how like they can botch it up because they can, but Ren has to turn evil. Either Ren turns evil or Kendall turns evil, but it's not going to become a point where you're just still stuck on this. You have not that many women on the women's division in NXT, especially for the fact that Nikita is hanging out with a person that's not even a champion and you're a champion. Why? Why? I get it. She's the boat. I get it. But you're a champion. You're a champion that she has not been for years. Why? Like she should be following you or at the least tricking you to give her a title shot so she can take the belt.
Maybe that
At the
happens.
least.
Let me ask this here. I see
No.
more. I don't see Ren as the heel. She's too happy. Her character's so fun. I think it's Kendall's going to be the heel if that happens. And I've been saying that one of them is going to turn. I thought Ren was going to turn on her when she was going to first get that title against Lola. I was like, ooh, Ren might turn. But I go, no, they're really going to lose a lot with Ren. People like Ren. They like her character. She does great stuff with Ren's Day on Instagram. She does all this stuff. I could see the one Kendall because me and Haas, hopefully he joins us in a little bit. Me and Haas says, I'm going to be honest with you. Kendall's a hell of a wrestler in ring. Graps character wise, I think she's boring.
She's boring, yeah. Oh yeah, she's always been boring. She was boring and evolved. She's never been a good talker. Cardi can attest to that. She talks like she's just from South Florida. Like this, not
Anyway,
really. Yeah, she hasn't been that good.
no.
Like, you want to fight? Let's fight. Like, PJ Boss the same thing too. Everyone involved is not a good talker at all. Like Dia Hale came out like Stone Cold on Wednesday. Like, oh yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever. Everyone's copying somebody. But for Kendall, yeah, she needs years. It's like the Kurt Angle treatment. Like he's a great wrestler. Couldn't talk for shit in the beginning until he got comfortable and started getting into it in the comedy. With Kendall, stuffing her with cake is not a great start for her character.
No,
If you
don't make her Kirk Angle with the comedy. Don't force her. I think they're forcing her a lot down people's throat. And you got guys like JD, and you got guys like others, like Dave Meltzer. Oh well, they need to bring her to their main roster. No, Kendall Gray is nowhere near the main roster. She needs about another 2 years in NXT doing the different things. Her character development, no. That just because she pulls down her singlet and I'm supposed to get excited. There is nothing. There is no character in her. There is none.
I agree completely because, like, honestly, if I was booking it, I would keep her on NXT for like at least to this year, and then take her away back to Evolve for December to have like a kind of remembrance tour to get her back to, and then go back to NXT to win the belts and then leave. But in that time, she has talked to people and gotten better in talking. Because if not, that's why you go to Evolve, to learn, to get better in talking, to fight. Like, she found her character in Evolve, which was like just a machine that just goes 100 miles per hour. But the talking wise, because they cut her off so much and so quick, the same thing happened to Layla Diggs. Layla Diggs is a okay to good performer with a great move. She was nowhere near ready yet. You guys took her way too much, and that's the purpose of it. If you're sending her back to Evolve, that's fine. Like the Megan Walker character, they just gave her a name, but they didn't give her confidence, and they didn't give her confidence in NXT. Like, no, name your name is Alex Brooks. You say one sentence, that's it. And
Okay.
and I don't even like.
Are we starting my phone?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Hello, Joe.
There we go.
Sorry, guys. I had to restart my phone.
It's quite all right. We were talking about the trajectory of NXT, the wrestlers, and like even Kendall Gray, because like Joe said it because he saw the first episode Evolve. He says it all the time. Kendall Gray had something from the first episode Evolve. The problem with Kendall right now, though, is that she can't talk her way out of a paper bag to save her ass. So, what are your thoughts on that?
So for Kendall Gray, since she's having trouble talking, you should probably try to put her with somebody who can talk.
That's what Ren is there for. Just to.
Like the spokesperson?
Yeah, because Ren is the one. Ren is more of a polished microphone, and much more. You could see that she could get over a little comedy. She could get like scary, or she could get mean. I thought she gave personality to the Ren QCC, and then maybe that's what they have her with Kendall. But Kendall's got to sink or swim on her own too. If she's gonna go on the main roster, they're not gonna elevate both ladies at the same time.
Is NXT you only can have so much room on NXT to grow.
Fairly. Yeah, I could see that.
You need more space and have more range.
I don't want to send her AAA. I was saying that, I mean, in a year you can send her back to Evolve, kind of like a tour. But for now, you're right. She needs. I don't think Ren's the perfect person for her as a talker. She needs somebody else, not Natty, just somebody else that can like help her. Even Robert Stone, if he goes back to that shit again, that would be kind of good. But like, I don't know. For now, it's not working for her. Like, even look, I love Jada Parker because she's a great talker. She's a great talker. I don't know what they're doing with her right now with the whole like making her a super baby face and sympathetic. It's not gonna work. If you did 2 years of her talking shit, no one's gonna believe that she's a baby face. It doesn't work that way.
Why don't you put somebody like Kurt Angle with Kendall Gray?
He ain't come back for that. You know that. They're not, like,
Come back just to be in a suit and talk. That's it.
Yeah, I can see that.
He can talk.
See that. Yeah, he could. He could. He can. He doesn't flub half the time. I just think she needs somebody like that would hype her up, so that when it's time to talk, talk.
And the Ren thing, and I understand how Ren is helping doing the talking, but at some point, Kendall needs to be able to talk on her own, or have somebody different, because eventually you're going to have Ren versus Kendall.
Yeah, we were saying that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with the Jada Parker, when we were talking about what's wrong with Jada, it felt like they took her gimmick and gave it to Kaylee Armstrong. They gave her a gimmick of that, and they gave it to Kaylee Armstrong. And then Jada, I said, because we were talking about that earlier today as well, what is Jada Parker missing? And I said a finisher. Because hitting someone with your ass on the rope, it's not going to win you a world title.
Exactly.
Damn right.
What is up, my people?
Hello, D-Walk from NXT. D-Walk, how are you, sir?
I'm good. The madness I had today.
It's all the same.
Even Naomi, guys, even Naomi had to Evolve from using her ass as a crutch.
Yeah, and maybe what do you think anything will help her if for Kendall or even Jada? Maybe a couple of programs, couple of weeks, a week or two in TNA.
Jada's kind of done. Hasn't Jada done TNA though?
No, Jada has
No.
not been in TNA.
No. No.
Nikita has stepped foot in TNA. She crossed the line.
Yeah.
But not
Nikita's
TNA.
done everything.
Man,
Nikita's been everywhere.
Oh, I think you said who she hasn't done.
Opa.
wow.
It's like they feel like she's safe, so they move her around different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's touching grass.
He is. I was telling Kevin like Nikita might not have the belt in Evolve for long because they keep hinting of Wendy Chu coming back to Evolve, and it makes sense. Wendy Chu in storyline Evolve is the only one that can take the belt off Nikita. Because Nikita and everyone else is saying, "Where the hell is Wendy? Where the hell is Wendy?" Once Wendy comes back, she has a like. But that's what I mean. Like they give her a little bit to show everybody, look, Nikita can have a belt and be badass. And Invisible Woman said it best. The only place that Nikita hasn't been yet is AAA. And if you send her ass to AAA with the budget of Undertaker, and Nikita tells her like, "Can I be astronomical and to get like smoke and just like, yeah, sure, knock yourself out. We have a guy named Psycho Clown. You can do whatever you want." Honestly, shit.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that, what you said. I'm gonna piggyback when you're done.
Yeah, of course.
I was gonna say that sending Nikita to AAA will do a great benefit because look what they did. Look what the freaking Toxicas did to Lola Vice. Have you seen some of those matches with Lola Vice and the Toxica? They beat the shit out of her. They were roughing her up. They put some calluses on that woman. They really. You want to get in this wrestling business, mijita? They roughed her up, and that's what. And look at and Lola's much improved, better wrestler working with La Toxicas in AAA. I think Nikita could use that. She's a big girl, and also the Mexican fans will go gaga seeing someone voluptuous and thick like the Toxicas, but also being Caucasian. The Mexicanos will go bananas.
Doesn't she speak Spanish as well?
I have no clue. I know
A little bit.
she uses her tongue for something, but I don't know for what.
But she does a little bit, but it works for Nikita because like if you want Nikita to be your ace for the future, okay, send you to AAA for a little bit. Okay, we're gonna send you to Shimmer. Boom, we have to send you to places. You've already got to the level that you're confident, and then now you're cocky. Now we gotta train you like we should have done with all the wrestlers that's NXT right now. Jada, Thea, Tatum before she left. Everybody, you should have went to different places and actually trained in different places. The only person that did that was Lola. The only woman that went somewhere because she's Latina. And that's not supposed to happen. Oh my God.
Jada has always had her issues though. And we've always said that she relies too heavily on her ass and needs to change that mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, please, can we incorporate a Samoan drop in her finish?
Yeah.
Well, you remember she changed her, like we talked about it heavily on one of the episodes.
Yeah.
And it was one of the episodes that Nikita actually talked to us on. Nikita was actually in that stream. And the following NXT, Jada changed her finisher to something else.
It was like a spike buster, a sit down spike buster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a driver.
Yeah.
And it went well.
Driver?
Like a Hoovy driver.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's the after one. Yep, like a Hoovy driver.
Or a snow plow.
More or less, yeah.
I think that looks more stronger because she's not big. I'm not saying she's overweight, but she's a strong looking woman to put that person in a finisher. That's not gonna really hurt her. That's why I said a Samoan drop. You know, something that looks like, oh, that's a finisher, not the win out of a wrestler. It
would work. Samoan drop into like a trust fall. Boom, a Samoan drop into like don't do the yam slam. Like Tina does the yam slam and it's just funny sometimes when she misses. But with Jada, do something like the women that are in now in NXT, ladies and gentlemen. And let's just focus right now on NXT women right now, ladies and gentlemen. Like the women that are in NXT for right now are desperately like I love Lizzie Rain. She's really cool. That's like seeing Tyler Bate in
Yeah.
NXT right like oh cool. It's for a moment. That's it. Like she needs to do something different and then have a storyline and make something because if not, you're just a trick pony. Sorry, but that's not what it is. Is he there? For God's sake, stop wearing those green tassels. Be serious. Stay away from Nico Vance. Do something because right now it seems that Nico Vance is the bitch and you're the bull.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that helps him at all. I don't think it helps him at all.
Nope.
So just it doesn't. I say that every week. Why are you following her? Why? What does she have on you, dude? The fuck?
Maybe maybe he's going off the dynamic of being a cuck boy.
Could be. Because
They
like,
never should have.
where's Sean Spears ain't doing nothing right now. Let's turn to the guy. I want to talk about this because this really bothers me.
They never should have broke up the calling.
No. Brooks Jensen. No, you know what? I actually disagree because Brooks Jensen's having the time of his life and Evolve. They like he's having fun. He has found his character, which is a 24-year-old boy who thinks that he's born in the 80s and knows all about 80s wrestling. That's
Yeah,
his
but
character.
what about Sean? What about Sean Spears and Nico Vance? Sean Spears they just got him doing whatever, and Nico Vance, he like cupping over fucking Izzy Lane.
But guess this though, Sean Spears came in, won the North American belt, lost the North American belt, and now he's a trainer. We should have expected nothing but that. Why are we surprised?
Yeah,
I was surprised they actually put him back on TV.
yeah.
But here's the
Surprised
thing
he's
that I
not.
see. That whole culling, doesn't that remind you of Schism? They
Yeah.
brought in,
Yep.
they do a lot of copy and paste, almost the same gimmicks, and let's try with this group of folks. You know, it felt like Izzy Dane became Ava, and what's next? Is he going to be the general manager? It feels like they just took that. Look, Joe Gacy when he had Harlem, was it Harlem or Parker Brodox? Now and then they
Parker Boudreaux?
Boudreaux.
Yeah.
Parker Boudreaux, and then they put that was cool. And then Boudreaux, whatever reason, they got released. They removed them. They left the company. Whatever happened to Parker? I mean, that's a guy I wish he was on a major television. He is too talented to be where he's at right now. But that's another conversation. My point
Parker Boudreaux is a world champion right now, isn't he?
in the independent scene, but he should be on a major television. There is no reason why TNA should have to look at this guy coming in there for the men's division, the way he works, and AEW, they didn't know what the hell to do. But that's another. He was there. I know that gimmick with Swerve and the other guy really didn't work out. It wasn't a good mix. But he should be on a major television. I wish the WWE would have brought him back. He looks.
Look, if I'm AEW, I would have put Parker Boudreaux with Wardlow as a tag team.
Hell's yes. Hell's yes.
Those two big dudes as a tag team? Jesus.
But then they're too high for the height line. They just too high for the AEW height line. They're too tall. They can't be here. The Tony Khan says they're too tall and they're not my cup of coffee. He doesn't like the big guys. This is why it's the stereotype that they have, but the proof is in the pudding. But what I wanted at was we were talking about the don't you see a lot of similarities with a lot of gimmicks with a lot of these NXT wrestlers? It feels like they're copy and paste and repeat a lot of the same gimmicks.
Yeah,
but they do that with the main roster too, Kev. They do it with the main roster too. They do this rinse and repeat recycle shit on the main roster all the time too. You not notice it?
They're with the tag teams. I can always see. I can say that about the tag teams. I don't know
even with the singles guys.
You can't use the bloodline. The bloodline is a whole different avenue. It's different.
Really?
People. It's different people.
NWO.
I don't know about too much on that one though, but
come on, man.
I can see your point, but I don't.
They're bringing in a family and they're having them run roughshod over the entire company. They're doing the same thing the NWO is doing.
But here's the difference: the NWO is nothing but strangers. How is it? You don't understand. This is probably where the culture, and no disrespect, this is where the culture clashes comes in. Alex will join us back when he comes back on, and we'll definitely. I'm going to ask him about that. In the Latin culture, I don't know about. I don't know if D-Walk wants to say it in the African American culture. The Latin culture, we are very big cousins. We have a shit lot. My family has a shitload of cousins, and I have a lot. And people other have a lot of cousins. We argue, we fight, but you don't come between none of us as cousins and family members. That's why the bloodline kind of resembles and we understand. And I'm glad Alex is back. Alex, we were talking about the bloodline, and it feels like and Joe has a good point. Says it feels like an NWO, but bloodline is family. Yo, how many primos you know people in Puerto in the Latin culture has no, we have a shitload of cousins and family members, and we just continue, and we have jealousy within our family. Within cousins, and who's the older cousin, who has the big,
Yeah.
oh, this guy thinks he's better, this guy's the head of the cousins. I think that storyline resembles, I feel like that's more realistic. It's not nowhere near the NWO.
Okay, to answer that, like I was okay with the bloodline for the first year or something. Then after the second and third year, realizing like you're gonna milk Roman Reigns until his last day, and I get that. I understand that why, but you're still burying Jey Uso publicly because now he's never gonna be a main event. Jimmy Uso is just a tag along. Fatu can be something great. He just needs a set of storylines and something to be just to be a single star. You got Solo Fatu, who inadvertently, ironically, became The Rock, so that works out too. And then you have Zilla. The problem with this bloodline is that you'll never stop getting cousins. That's the
No.
problem. You'll just never stop. And if we're going down bloodline gang wars, why can't we have gangs in freaking WWE? Why? Because remember, NWO didn't just have the NWO. NWO had Red and Black. They had the Four
Yeah, but
Horsemen. They had
but
the
Alex,
Raiders.
Brennan Black didn't come around for years after.
Yeah, guess what? The Bloodline's been around for years now. It's time. And then they did that. They did the Red and Black version with the MFTs. They did that. But guess what? The higher power that was not Vince Russo said, you know what? I brought them in. They're boring. Bye, 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 bye. That's fine. That's fine. That's why I said, why can't, like, we have dozens and dozens of Latino wrestlers that can be Perros del Mal. They can be factions. You have German people that can be factions. You have British people that can be factions. You have second generation wrestlers. You have the sad thing about this. You have a generational group named
Don't forget
Birthright.
about Asians.
They're a joke, Joe. You know they are.
Well, they started putting them back together again. They just brought in the one dude from Japan to put him with Shinsuke Nakamura.
Takahashi.
Yes, and they're going after the MFTs and the tag titles right off the jump.
Yes, and they have Haku, and I get that, but you also have Uko Sasaki. Like, then fine, yeah, bring Uko Sasaki. That's in the bring the guy that Dennis doesn't like, the one that came from the excursion, the Japanese guy that fought Oba and almost won. I forgot what his name was.
Oh, Uemura.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like, Samoans shouldn't be the only race in WWE history over relying on each other. Like, no, dude, bring in
Amora, bring Evil over with Shinsuke and the other guy.
Yeah.
Have Akira Tozawa turn on Otis and go heel so he joins them.
Here's the one thing though that we had Bobby on earlier. He says this, regardless or not. Think about this though. You give a microphone to a Samoan, they could cut a fucking promo. You give a promo up the microphone to Shinsuke or some of these other they don't talk. You can't get them. You don't like.
They can't. Yeah, you're right. He's
I
right
want
though.
I want the Street Profits to leave, man. They doing the Street Profits.
No. Right now, we are in the most unique prospect of wrestling. Now we got sneak disses because Montez Ford is sneak dissing Jey Uso. Make that into a storyline.
But
Yeah,
you know,
but
right now,
yeah,
as well as I do that the tag division in WWE is shit right now.
yeah.
There are reports that they're going to revamp it now.
How many times
supposedly.
have we? We
I don't
just
have faith.
seen.
But
We just
Yeah.
seen.
One time.
But we just seen MFT wrestle Damian Priest for 3-4 weeks until they won. We just seen MFT wrestle. We've been seeing the same goddamn tag teams wrestling each other like it's no other tag teams.
I
Yeah.
know.
and Kev, how many times have WWE revamped the tag division over and over and over again, and then they keep firing all the tag teams and they do it again?
Because
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
said this, I don't know if you heard me. This might sound like a repetitive, redundant, or I'm repeating myself. I think the WWE brand or the modern day professional wrestling analytics, whatever nonsense you want to call it, they don't
Yeah.
value the psychology in tag team wrestling
No.
because
Nope.
you could put any other person, or when it comes to the men and women, they see the same thing. And listen, tag team is you got a workhorse who's going to work the whole match to try to build to the hot tag. The heels are going to circumvent an attack and beat the crap out of the one wrestler. Then the hot tag comes in, or the referee turns blind and don't see the tag, and the crowd goes, oh. Then you get the hot tag, and then you see the comeback, and he gets all fired up, and he starts a house of fire, beating up on the heels. And then the one that got his ass kicked for the whole match comes in. All of a sudden, he had a Sinsu being in the corner, and he's ready to come in, and he's running to kick ass. And then then back again, and then the match is over. No matter which four men or women you put together, it's the same psychology. I think the WWE or the modern day professional wrestling companies, they find it boring, which I find it nonsense. Because tag team wrestling could tell great stories.
Bro
Yes.
said a sensu. He said a sensu being out of everything. He said a sensu being. That
Seriously,
was a
think
good one.
about it. They like
That was a good one. That was a good one. No, but I feel you.
And I understand what you're saying. Also, there's another thing that I'd like to ask, and I want your opinion on it. What do you think about the reports that TKO was at Dynamite?
yeah. Hey, how much is gonna cost to buy this show?
Well,
That's all I-
that either that or maybe they're like, hey, let's try to work together and make something.
Yeah.
Nah. Bow
Yeah.
down to the king, because you got no television deal. You got your app, but you got no television deal. I'm TKO. Everybody has a price. They're living the gimmick of the $1 Million Man. They want to find out, Khan, how much is it going to cost me to take this company from you?
And it's true. After Disney,
he won't sell it though.
No, he won't. He won't.
No.
He'll die on the hill on that because that's TKO. But that's the point of this WCW as well. Like they died on their hill because they made so many mistakes. I'm not saying AEW is making mistakes. I'm saying that for now, we're in an era of wrestling that people are actually competitively trying to stop other people. Like you said before, like Evolve is the contact with W. It's a dumb idea to do that, obviously, because no one's gonna watch Tubi instead of AEW, and that's sad. I get it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't watch Tubi, that's the saddest thing in the world because I have seen like 10 to 12 classic movies that I have never seen in the last 20 years for free.
Man. Tubi got every fucking
I
thing.
love Tubi.
Man.
I love Tubi. Oh, yeah. Tubi sponsor us. But I love Tubi.
Tubi
Yeah,
got
and-
everything you can find on there.
Oh, yeah.
Where's our
Tubi found
Tubi
my wife.
sponsorship? We need a Tubi sponsorship.
But
Right.
let me ask
Tubi-
you this. Let me ask you guys all three this question. Now the reports have that TKO executive were at Dynamite and they were there. And then now reports come out that the amount of money they lost for Fight Forever, was it 50 million?
30.
Coincidence? 30? Coincidence or not? Because you lost money in the video game. God knows how much more money you lost elsewhere. And now TKO shows up.
I've seen the video game. That was just the saddest thing ever. Like you couldn't just gone back to 90s graphics. Nobody would have been mad. Nobody would have been mad at all.
Right.
God.
They built an arcade style wrestling game. And a lot of people don't. A lot of these people that play 2K don't they play 2K because they want a wrestling game. They're not in it for the arcade wrestling game. People
But
like
Joe,
me, I love No Mercy.
Yeah, go on.
This game was close to No Mercy.
Yeah.
Upgraded graphics, but it was close to No Mercy, and that's because this was Kenny Omega's love song, love note to No Mercy, because he loved the video game so much.
But the thing I tell people, like, look, WWF didn't make perfect games in the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be fair on this.
No, they're horrible video games.
So that's what I said. They tried the first time. Let them try again. GTA 6 is coming out, but GTA 1 and 2 weren't that great, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just be real on that shit. Okay.
The first WWE video game was WrestleMania on the original NES. And all you could do is punch, kick, and slam.
Yeah, but remember, those graphics were different. Now we're in an age where the graphics are so much advanced and yada yada. They made a game. Fight Forever was made a game for a Sega Genesis system.
Yeah. Shout out to Sega Genesis. Oh wait, Cardala. Sega Genesis is a gaming system back in the 90s before you were born. Okay, she's looking at me weird. I forget.
Wow.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Man. Also the hands were the thing back in
let them have another chance at it. Let them have another crack at it, making another game. You know, just because you fail once doesn't mean you're going to fail a second time.
No, but the point is, they lost 30, whatever the amount of money, millions of dollars. Can they afford with the horizon of not having a television deal? We're not. They're the only ones on pay-per-view. They're real and bread and butter, so forth, and not knowing what their future is with all these bloated contracts. Can they afford to try to do another video game with the loss and take another loss?
Yeah, I think they can.
I don't think they can. I don't think
for now. No, next fiscal year, maybe. Not now.
I mean, like I said, bro. To me, Tony Khan got money because his daddy.
Okay, but his daddy wasn't the one that made the storylines of Orange Cassidy and Moxley and all these. No, all his daddy did was make the money. Tony Khan, like it or not, ladies and gentlemen, was the one that had the vision. It hasn't been 100% a great vision, but guess what? Max Caster and these guys came from AEW. They broke the mold on talking shit for years. Did WWE try to do that? Yes, and it failed miserably. But that's the point of wrestling. You look at one other place and say, wow, that's pretty cool. You look at another place and say, wow, that's pretty cool. In AEW, like it or not, like I say, like it or not, and I always tell Carvalho, in the first 3 years, it was magic. It was something that no one can ever imitate, ever.
Yeah.
And go
on.
I tell people all the time that what they need to do is they all need to get their heads out of their asses, collaborate together, and do a real Forbidden Door.
Yep. Avengers X-Men style. Like really,
I mean, if you have WWE and all their organizations, NXT, Evolve, AAA, and then you have AEW with all theirs, with Ring of Honor, CMLL, New Japan, and you do a real Forbidden Door, like that would be amazing.
Yeah, tell Paul Levesque to get his head out his ass, bro.
You know how much money that would make?
Man, they all eat. Everybody would eat.
It's politics.
Yeah, but it's not a Paul thing. It's a TKO and like different. Again, it's like if Coca-Cola and Pepsi would unite, which they kind of are in a weird way right now. But it took years of paperwork and lawyers and all this other shit. Again, like remember, AEW takes care of their wrestlers, and WWE as well if they're important.
TKO is not about keeping loyalty to the brand. Nope. TKO is about making money.
Stab you in the back if they can.
That is why I believe they went to AEW. Was like, hey, can we try to work something out to where we do a collaboration and we do something so we could all make money?
I think that's just a fandom, man. I don't think so.
It's a dream, but really,
hey, look, TKO is about making money. They're not about losing money. They're about making money.
Of course.
Yeah, but
they already billions on the hole.
So if you could do a trip, they are. They're like what, $4 billion in debt.
But it's not because of the wrestling. It's because of the acquisitions of the other things, like the bull. That super boxing is going to be the death of TKO if they don't get rid of that and the bull riding.
they're using wrestling to try to subsidize all the other losses that they've had, and because they're doing that, it's causing the WWE more problems because of the fact they're trying to cut salaries, send people,
and
get rid of people.
Mm-hmm.
and before you came in, Joe, Kevin talked about that too. Like coming up to September. I think you sent the picture to us too in the group chat. There's about, I think, 12 people that their contracts are going to be up in October. Like in the beginning of October, one of them is Gargano, one of them is Tozawa, one of them is a couple other people. And for Gargano,
Bailey's contract's coming up then. I think Sheamus.
Bailey fuck gone. I can put money on this in Vegas. Why would you stay there? Why? You can go to AEW and have the time of your life for 1 year until WWE. I'm gone for 1 year. I'm going to Europe. I'm going to backpacking. I'll see you in a year. And then come back. Why not? You know they'll pick them back up. They don't want to lose any more of the horsemen. They only got 2 women left. That's it. And Charlotte is so out there, and Becky's so out there. They're not really horsewomen anymore. It's just been Bailey and Sasha.
But
it's
this
only
what I
been
don't get. This what I don't get, bro. Y'all fucking let Laura Valkyria beat the shit out of Bailey, put her out. She's written off. Now Laura Valkyria, she losing.
There was really no elevating. It's the creative. That was the creative. That's not on the talent. That's not on Becky.
No. But I'm just saying, like,
Lyra, and that's not on Bailey.
No, it ain't. But the storyline, like, to me, Bailey's supposed to be. Bailey's already a 4-time women's champion.
Mm-hmm.
I do not see Laura Valkyria not even being a 1-time women's champion, and y'all let Laura Valkyria bury the shit out of Bailey.
Now wait a minute. I will contest to that. I saw the vision there, but Michael Hayes, after smoking crack, lost it because someone said in a comment, I forgot who it was. I think it was Joe or someone. I heard it somewhere. I'm like, you made Lyra Valkyria the female sick boy. You made her the female Raven, and you didn't even capitalize on that. Like, I could have made a storyline for 2 months where she's just coming into like the ringside, hanging out with commentary, and like they could just like subtly say like, "Oh, something fucking smells. What is that?" And it's just her. She's just lost her mind. If you lost your mind, you don't care about Bath. You don't care about Hyde. But no, she lost to Luca.
Alex, it would be interesting if she would be able to pick Raven's brain.
I wish.
And pick his mind. Because he is so intense. A lot of people don't know that, but I actually watched the podcast and I follow up on him. But he's actually one of the smartest people in the world.
He is. And he found it and it worked.
Yeah, everything he did worked. Even Johnny Polo worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick boy.
He takes shit and turns it into a storyline.
Yeah.
Yep. Flattered.
But they dropped.
Use the storylines.
Yeah, but they dropped the ball.
Yeah, go on.
I said they dropped the ball on Raven. Raven could have been a world champion to me.
Wait. I love Raven, but he was nowhere near world champion. He could have been intercontinental, maybe US a couple times, but like the gimmick was.
He was US. He was US champion.
He had a limit. The gimmick had a limit. He had a crew. It's like, and I tell you this, Joe. It's like Max Abrams and the Mog Squad. The Mog Squad has a limit. Max Abrams will probably get the Evolve Championship because there's nothing else. If there was a secondary championship, yeah, sure, have fun. What's this?
But I'm saying with Raven had the gimmick. He had the squad. Raven could have been WCW World Champion. Y'all gave everybody else Goldberg was world champion. Goldberg couldn't even talk on the mic. Goldberg got wrestled by William Regal.
Okay, but Goldberg sucked.
Yeah,
let's be real.
Exactly.
But
No,
no.
go-
The difference between Raven and Goldberg is as clear as day. Goldberg only had 2 or 3 moves of doom, and over 100 matches, he got somewhat better. Raven didn't have to do any moves of doom because he
No,
had the personality locked.
no.
That's the point. He was the dirty Velveteen Dream in the 90s.
Yeah, so you remember? So you remember when William Regal and Goldberg wrestled, and William Regal got fired because he outdid Goldberg?
Yes, but that's bad booking. That's not Regal's fault. Regal was paid to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you mad the guy is doing the job? Like if you paid Benoit to do a 5-minute match and he out wrestled the motherfucker, that's not Benoit's fault. That's
No,
the other one.
That's
So
another
that's
person
again.
who was underrated. William Regal was underrated. William Regal should have been champion.
His son's not so much, but he is. He is.
Damn, why you got to throw that in? I was talking about William Regal. Wow.
Yeah, and then you have to connect. You have to connect the coiffy hair motherfucker, Charlie Dempsey. I like the guy, but he is as stale as white bread in the snow. There is nothing I like about him. There's
Did you call him?
nothing in. And Cardi M's looking at me like, Charlie Dempsey? Like, yeah, Charlie Dempsey. He's
You
boring as hell. But I want to
You
say this
called him
though.
unseasoned chicken? Did you call him unseasoned
No.
chicken?
No. I call him potato bread in the snow in Montana. Just plain and nothing. Okay? No pepper, no salt,
Yeah,
no nothing.
but
There's a point I want to say. There's a point I want to say in this. No. Yeah, I want to roll here. There's a character, and I don't watch LFG, and I like that LFG is turning into like and Joe would love this reference, the Comedy Central show Soap, where it goes on for like 65,000 episodes and never stops, because they're still going. LFG season 3 is still going.
I hate LFG.
I know, but they were showcasing Shadow Ash and Braxton Cole, Shadow Ash, an Olympian judo master. And Booker T said it best. Judo, then a wrestling move. Judo, then a wrestling move. That's all I need. And that's something that can be used in the future. I told people in Evolve, they made Victor Zanoff and Shadow Ash a tag team. Makes no sense. And now they're separating them because they realize you have 2 Olympians. This is the future of NXT and this is the future of wrestling. You gotta stop trying to train these motherfuckers for 2-3 years. Why don't you just get Olympians? You had one in Tyra May Steele, but because of fucking bullshit, and I found out it wasn't because she was hard to deal with. I found out that she outclassed every single person and was cocky enough to back it up. They fired her.
They also had Gable Steveson. Look how well that worked.
Damien Kemp as well.
Why you have to mention Gable Steven? Why?
Because it's the truth. It's the truth. It's sad.
You said Olympic gold medalist.
But guess what, Joe? And I tell everyone that's listening, you know why Kendall Gray is the ace of fucking Evolve and the ace of NXT? Because she was trained as a wrestler and then she adapted. All these other women and men are in the back doing TikTok, but it's been proven that Kendall and a very small amount of people are in Gorilla, are listening to producers, listening to what they're saying and how they're saying it. You think Roman Reigns was in the back in NXT or in the main roster kissing ass? No. Right up in Vince McMahon's ass and fucking ear trying to get something. Stop talking. And speaking of the man of the hour, Kane Floyd, how are you, sir?
Hey, yo.
I don't know, man. I think Roman kissed a lot of ass.
No, Roman ain't do as much ass kissing as Shawn Michaels.
Ass, feet, and head of penis. I think he did it all.
He ain't did as much as Shawn Michaels did.
Huh?
I know that.
He ain't did as much as Shawn Michaels did.
I don't know, man. I think Roman might did a little more.
Mm-hmm. No, why you think Shawn Michaels? Why you think Shawn Michaels left for a while? And his back wasn't hurting. It wasn't nothing about his back. It was his ass. His ass needs to take a break.
Now, Kane, welcome in. We have been talking about NXT prospects and the fact that now WWE is focusing on picking up Olympians. And shout out to Jeff Liftman Those Evil. Yeah, you got Tavion Hyde, Shadow Ash. You have Kendall Gray. You have you have Victor Zanoff. You have all these people, but all these other wrestlers who are doing more TikToks than wrestling. By the way, if anyone hasn't noticed this, and I guess probably they don't, there was a wrestler called Chris Island, and Chris Island got released. Right now, he is doing wrestling promos, and he is an insurance broker. That's how far he has fallen. Like, I don't know if he's falling down or gone up. He's making money, hand over fist. Freaking Luca Crustofino is going around the world right now DJing. I don't know why he does it. He's fun. He's having fun.
How about this, Mojo Rowley?
Oh my god, I thought that name was gone like freaking Voldemort. I've heard that name in 7 years.
Me and Kane looked it up today. You know what he's doing? He actually started his own talent agency, and he's a talent agent for a lot of the wrestlers in the WWE. And on top of that, he's also the lead correspondent on TMZ Sports.
Nice. I found out that Rab himself from CKY and Jackass is one of the cameramen for Naked and Afraid. Did not know that.
Hey, Shane Douglas works at Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he worked at Waffle House.
No, it's Walmart.
Look at
Kai
Walmart.
Kai Kavari left his job, and now he's going back to California to do real estate. Like, wrestlers now don't really have the passion that I see to do wrestling. Like, even and shout out to Santos Escobar. He had a mental breakdown before he got the lead. Like, this is like what's the goal for the company in WWE if half the people when you fire they have backup jobs?
Think about this, Alex.
What?
Stop and think about this for a minute. Women wrestlers in general. Why are they going to want to have passion for a business that they're underpaid, overworked, and overexposed when they could just do OnlyFans and make 100 times the profit in less the time?
Because they need the platform of the WWE to get those fans of the OnlyFans to spend this $9.99.
Right. But they use the platform for as long as they need to, and as soon as the company says you can't do that, they're like, "Well, screw you, I'm leaving anyway."
Well,
Yep.
if you know you can make more money where you don't have to put your body to the bumps and bruises. I mean, we can't speak to that because neither one of us, no one here, I don't think is doing OnlyFans, and people won't pay to see our bodies. Let's be honest. Let's not fucking sugarcoat.
Of course.
But listen, if I have to get up at 3:00 every morning and climb ladders, work in the air in heat, building and cutting my fingers and working this and that, and I could do it just putting on the camera and looking cute, I'd do that in a heartbeat than working my ass off and being an air conditioner. I don't blame them. I wish we could, but we don't. We don't have that luxury.
But that takes away from the passion of the business.
But that's the point. That's the point I wanted to say, Joe. There's passion for the business, there's passion for the craft, and then there's like passion just to get a job. Like, people fought to be in WWE. They fought to be involved. And half the people go like, I want to leave. I got released and I have another job. There is no passion because people now are smart. They're smart and they have a backup plan. All these wrestlers now that they think they're hot shit, Roman Reigns, we only got 2 years of him left and that's it. He's gone. Mm-hmm. That's it. 2 years. What the fuck are they going to do in 2 years?
And that's if we wants to.
He's not wanting to. He said in an interview, he's not going to wrestle after 40. He doesn't want to. He won't need to unless the fucking Saudis give him $5 million for a match.
He's ready to go to Hollywood.
Yes.
I mean, shit, do you blame him? I mean, do you blame him? Like, the way TKO and WWE is so cutthroat? I mean, why would you want to put all your eggs in one basket? Like, to me, fuck WWE. Like, go and do your own thing. That's why The Rock probably left. The Rock probably knew some shit was about to be fucked up. That's why he probably left and went to Hollywood.
But guess what? He came back.
Yeah.
That boy got
But how
tails
often?
in
Over
his
and over
legs. And his
again.
wife is like, oh, I have a stake in TKO. No, you
But
don't.
how often do we come
No,
back?
you don't.
And now the
Every now and
Moana
then.
tanks. Now the Moana tanks. He's going to come back again.
Yeah, he'll
Yep.
come back. He'll come
He
back.
needs the easy paycheck.
That's the saddest thing in the world.
I
I'm
remember,
the Rock.
like Joe said earlier. Why would you want to work and be somewhere where that's not loyal to you? That'll stab you in the back. I would never want to I would never want to spend all my time somewhere where I know, hey, hey, they gonna backstab me or something like this happen. No,
I don't
like
know
Yeah,
about backstabbing.
it's called the mafia. They do the same thing too.
Yeah, the check clears. That money
Yeah.
talks, bullshit walks, and all the wrestling life. I say this. I think they don't come back because, or they don't want to continue in the wrestling business because their body fucking hurts. Everyone thinks that they're wrestling on mattresses or air mattresses
No.
or
Hell no.
that's wood plank, bro. And then the travel, sleeping on beds that are not your home, your uncomfortable hotel beds, the uncomfortable plane flights up and down the different elevation when your body has different bruises or you're not healing well. That shit takes a toll out of you 5-10 years. Yeah, if you could go to Hollywood and make that money where you're only going to be on set for X amount of days and they pamper the shit out of you, catered and all that. The WWE gives you catering, but they pampered and all that. You're going to want to go to the route of the Hollywood.
Yeah.
All right.
That's where the money at.
Kevin, you're not lying. I mean, that ring. I mean, a lot of people don't understand. What happens if the ring just shifts a little bit or isn't put together right, and you hit a fucking bad spot?
Yeah.
Where there's no matter, no nothing, and you're in direct solid wood and steel.
Now you fucked.
Have you seen John Cena get out of cars lately? Or
Yeah.
walking?
He look bad, bro.
Look at Ric Flair.
Yeah. Well, Ric Flair too drugged up, so we don't even know.
I try not to look
demo.
at it.
I try. Motherfucker been through two helicopter crashes.
He on a lot of
Jesus.
Ric Flair was on a lot of drugs, okay?
No, Ric Flair. No, drugs was on a lot of Ric Flair. That's not how you gotta say it. Okay, that's a big ass difference.
Bro,
Ric Flair is the drug.
Okay.
he neither
Drugs get on Flair.
Ric Flair is neither immortal or he sold his soul to the devil because how can you fucking 2 plane crashes and you make it
Helicopter
through it?
crashes at that. One was a helicopter crash, I know for a fact.
Yeah.
And you still
But no,
live.
Yeah, but guess what? Like he did the same thing from that movie from Goldie Hawn and the other one that like they just took a potion and they were like that's what he is. He's breaking apart. Like in 2029 he'll have
That's the
robot
Gunther?
parts of him. In 2000 no, yeah, exactly. In 2050 he'll be half robot. Like that's what I mean. He'll live to be 106. It's getting ridiculous. Okay. It's just sad, but that's Flair. Well, let's
Ric
not talk
Flair
about
wants
it.
one more match. Ric Flair wants one more match.
Why?
Man. Yeah.
He has 15 wives. That's his fault, not ours.
He had 4 strokes in the last match he had.
Yes.
Yes.
That was confirmed. He had 4 strokes, the doctor said in his last match.
That's why when he said I had no memory when he was doing when he did the Migos Ric Flair thing, he said I didn't remember enough for 6 months. And he said they only paid me $30,000 and they made they made some like 34 million off that video. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? I just saw a video where someone just gave him a Rolex. And then he'll take that Rolex, pawn it, pay one of his 16 fucking ex-wives, and keep it going. Like again, it's Flair. You make your own decision and you made your own bed. Let's not talk about Flair anymore. I don't want to talk about that guy anymore.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the future of WWE because that's why we're doing this podcast for 3 years. That's why we've been doing this.
Man. Beat the man to beat the man. No, okay, I'm done.
You want too much. All right. I'm going to say this. What is the future for WWE? Because I think, and I'll say this not by my projection, AAA and Evolve will be something in the future. It will be the new black and gold and the new type of Japan, but Mexico. As long as Undertaker's alive. Because TKO would be the dumbest person in the world to take away Undertaker in AAA, you know how many people would get so mad and just like not watch anymore because of that. They don't watch AAA anyway, but still, matter. It's just the name. And WWE, think about it this way: what happens? And I'll ask a question everyone can answer themselves. I'll start with Kane. What happens in 3 years? And in 3 years, Gunther's going to be gone. In 3 years, Roman's going to be gone. In 3 years, Steph's going to be gone. Steph's not doing this forever. Steph's going to do this to the end of his contract, and then the smart thing is do your retirement tour around the world, which like people tend to forget he was born an indie wrestler, then turned into a WWE wrestler. He's like Cody. Cody went to the indies to find himself, so Seth will probably do the same. So Kane, what will happen in the industry in 3 years after everyone we know leaves?
What will happen?
Yes.
WWE will go bankrupt. It's all gonna happen. They're not pushing enough new talent. They still putting everything around these same guys. And to be honest, I don't know if they know what the hell they're gonna do. Once these guys get away, I don't even think they know because they're not doing enough. And it's so much spaces in between everything they got going on. They're not developing new talent. Storylines are circled around certain people. I don't know, and I don't think they know. Just being honest.
When you really sit and think about it, I mean, a lot of the talent that they are circling around is a lot of talent that's close to 40 or over 40.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got your Punks, your Romans, your Usos, even Jacob Fatu isn't no spring chicken. He's almost pushing 40.
Yeah, instead of pushing these young guys they got, instead of pushing these young guys because they got hella good talent or talent that has good potential, it seems like they'll take one or two of them here and there, and then they'll move them up a little bit, and then take them back down 5 steps. Then take another one, move it up just a little bit, and take them back down. I don't know.
All right.
If you stop and you look at all their talent that they have and all the talent that they are pushing and all the talent that's built that they're building around, even guys that they're trying to move into the main event picture now, like an LA Knight. LA Knight's in his 40s.
Yeah. So what's your opinion, Joe?
3 years from now, they'll be fine. They're not going to go bankrupt. Here, I'll give you the greatest example. When the WWE machine wants to push someone and they want to elevate, they don't give a hell about the age. I'll give you the point. I'll give you the greatest point. One half, or even that tag team champions right now. There is no way Lainey Reed should be on the main roster in SmackDown with the title. She jumped the line. She should be another year or two singles in NXT, but when the machine wants it and there is a benefit for Fatal Influence to go up there, she's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. And she could probably talk on the mic. She has a good character, but she needed more reps in NXT. And then when they believe in someone, they will put the blinders. They're not going to care one iota on who they want to push. And that's why when these older folks go and they retire, they leave. Next man up, you got the Braun. You got Braun. You've got as well as Oba Femi. You've got younger talent. Hey, look, 3 years from now, you don't see Maxwell Jacob Freeman showing up at WWE getting money to go work there. All right. Okay. Sure.
Can I ask you a question?
He's going to be young enough. The money will be there. All Elite Wrestling might not even be around. They've got guys around where the next crop, they like their 40-year-olds, 34-year-old Cruz Montana might be around, if he doesn't leave or anything like that. Zila Fatu's young enough. They've got people right now. It's just right now where sometimes as wrestling fans, we get impatient. And listen, I would love to see Braun Breaker as a world heavyweight champion, but he's not ready yet.
Man, you see how jacked he is now?
But he's not ready yet. Oba Femi might not be ready yet. They're getting very uber close. But if you rush them and then they're on top for 15 years, you're going to get, here we go, another title run. I'm bored of these guys. He's always with the title again. Yeah. That's what they're trying to avoid.
Can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Dennis, go on.
What's the one chick in Fatal Influence?
Fallon,
Casey?
Lonnie Reed, but huh?
Fallon Henley.
Fallon Henley.
Why is she not getting pushed? Her
Oh my God.
and Tiffany Stratton, they had matches. They had fucking some of the best matches. Why is y'all not pushing her? Why is she in the
Because she
group?
can't talk worth a damn. Because I've been watching the show for 2 years, bro. She cannot talk worth a damn. Lainey Reed was inserted
Tiffany can't
because
even talk.
Jasmine got
Tiffany
fired.
Stratton can't talk. All she said,
So,
it's Tiffany time. Come on.
yeah, guess what? No one's looking at her mouth, Dennis.
They looking at her.
Come on. Come on.
That depends on what her mouth's doing.
I have my girlfriend right next to me, and I said it right there, and she's like, "Yep."
That depends on what her mouth's doing.
But she looks just as good as old girl, though. Just as good.
Beauty is
Hello,
subjective.
Fallon
Yeah, we're not
Henley
getting-
has been around a while.
Yes.
Fallon Henley was around with Brooks and Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs when they were a tag team,
Yeah.
and that's where she got started. And that was her whole thing.
She's always stood
Yeah.
as that country.
And
hardcore
Stratton
country.
and Fallon
You
Henley
could give her
battle.
that kind of role.
But she can't talk.
She's okay. She's not.
Tiffany
the
Stratton
greatest, but
can't
she's not
either.
terrible. She's not. I'd rather hear her on the microphone cutting a promo than Kendall Gray right now. I will be dead ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at the same time, you're saying Tiffany Stratton, but people aren't paying to see Tiffany Stratton talk.
No, exactly. That's the point. They've been pushing boobies and butts for years, and why are we thinking that it's going to change? It didn't change when Becky got punched in the face. It didn't change when Sasha left. It didn't change when Naomi was going on the crazy freaking trip that she was going off, falling off, rolling. It didn't change. Like
Yeah.
people were pushing the difference, but now that Naomi's gone, and now we just have a giant like Amazon woman and Jade Cargill and a freaking fixed face and Mission and a beautiful body and beef. Like there is no women. There is no AJ Lee in this generation in WWE. That it didn't matter how she looked like. It was the talking that got her over. Like there is no female MJF in the women's division at all. Maybe Jada Parker, but Jada Parker is using her sexuality with her talking. That's the problem. That's why I get mad at her. She doesn't have to be all sexual and talk. She's got the gift of gab. But I got
that's
a big
what I'm
booty.
saying. Fallon Henley is
problem-
underrated to me.
The
Fallon
problem
Henley.
is,
She's always like that. I respect it, but damn, man.
Maybe
No,
maybe
but Fallon Henley
maybe
is.
Jada Parker would be more beneficial as a manager.
No.
No.
I actually,
No.
and you know I don't like Jada Parker, but I think Jada Parker has the potential to be a great wrestler. She just needs to figure out the balance between talking and using her booty. Like there has to be a balance, something,
Stop
but there
using it.
isn't.
Stop
the
using
problem
it.
is the problem isn't the wrestling fans today,
Yeah.
and it goes even for content creator. There are too many gooners. Listen, I guarantee you.
Yep.
I'll tell you this: we've been trying to find a female to join us to watch. We had Canary on, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Captain Canary. Whenever she came on, our fucking ratings will go skyrocket. Gooners
Yep.
will tune in to see her. We will have her, and that will go crazy. You put a female on here, you're gonna see your ratings go high consistently. That want to be on, regardless. It's not about her beauty, it's not about the look. It's men are gooners. Men are gooners. We are visual. Men all together is visual. That's what the wrestling fans are. They're visual. They don't
You're
want
right.
to cheer for
Yeah.
them, but if you remove them, oh my God forbid. That's the issue. That's the problem.
It's true because NXT time with D-Walk, if it was like NXT time with D-Walk with Kelly, yeah, that the ratings would go the fuck up.
Yeah,
Yep.
you put a beautiful, or any lady with you there, the ratings will go bananas. People will tune in because men are visual. Plain
Yeah,
and
you
simple.
just
And she knows wrestling moves. Yep, they're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
yeah because if we didn't have eye candy and female wrestlers, they would all look like Maya Lockwood, and everybody would just die. Everybody would just be like, ah.
Why you gotta bring no Nick into it, bro? You evil in yo.
I'm not gonna ugly. Micah is not an ugly woman. She has a condition, and I would disrespect that. I think she's actually very pretty, and I like muscular women. That's one of my favorite things about women. But think about it this way: why do I want the same Barbie girl? And I'll say the name.
I
Legs
No.
remember the legs in the air? Remember the legs in the air we talked about? There's one right there.
Yeah.
He
There's
just,
one.
he just stuck himself out there.
Yeah,
yeah.
he did. Legs in there.
Mm.
Yeah, happens. Like I said, I think
Wow.
all women are beautiful. I just don't like blonde women, and I've seen like 1,000 in the last 3 years in NXT alone. Alone, I'm tired of it. Okay, like except for Rizzo. Rizzo has the gift of gab, but because of the power of the Evolve podcast, now she's in Evolve. I realized that what we have done, and I'm
Okay.
sorry.
What about
Sorry.
Nikita Lyons?
No, I was gonna give you a better one that's struggling
Yeah.
right now. Let me give you a better
Who's
one
struggling?
that's struggling right now, and it's Ruka. She is struggling in the main roster, but she's
Yeah.
there because she's a blonde obsession. She's a young blonde.
Yeah.
She's pretty. She should. I don't think she belongs in the main roster, and she's struggling.
No, I don't. I think she
girl.
goes to like Evolve, and that's sad to say. She has the character. She can't talk for shit, and then on top of that, she like if you botch 3 out of 7 times, you need to adjust yourself. You need to adjust your finisher and stop relying on it. Guess what? And I said this. I said this to the P.W.F group. Like Layla Diggs, and we said this before. Layla Diggs only got boosted up to NXT because of the moonsault, and now they're sending her ass back to Evolve. So what's the point of that? Because she wasn't ready. So Ruka was not ready. Tatum Paxley has been ready for so long, but now you're stuck in SmackDown with 2 in betweens.
Soul
For
Ruka
whatever.
did those big botches against Becky, and that was when after that was it. She started to go tank.
Yes, but she got better.
I'll give you another blonde, Alex, that got pushed up, that really learned on the fly, and she only had one good feud, Maxine Dupree.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. It's bad. Because like now she's stuck in a storyline with a dude that's dying in Austin Theory. Like you're stuck. You're fucking stuck. Like that. You're now their version of Liv Morgan, and that means you're gonna be doing this for about 2 years, and then eventually you'll win a belt. And even if you're good or not, they'll give you a belt anyway. And that's what's
I think she
sad.
got stuck in tie caps as the modern day Sunny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's true though. He's right though. He's
I was
right.
gonna say Stacey Keebler, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She
I
got
guess
the
I'm
leg.
looking at my.
She got legs.
She got the
Wow.
legs, the blonde hair. She got the same body.
No, but I was gonna go back to the answer my own question. What I asked, like the future is ID talent. That's the future of the wrestling business right now. Because guess
Where?
what? All these people that are coming to NXT, they're all ID talent. And ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know what ID talent is, it's called indies. They've actually done the rep. They've actually done this. Marcus Mathers, I found out, is a Philly native. Really cool character. He has done 800 matches before he even got to Evolve. That, and then guess what? Swipe right, indie wrestlers. Jackson Drake, indie wrestlers. They're just Sean Legacy, Dorian Van Ducks. The next test done right, Sam Holloway in Evolve. The next powerhouse, CJ Valor in Evolve. These are people that are indie wrestlers. The most gimmick wrestler in the world right now, Anya Rune. And she does fake Kamehamehas. And she's getting over. And she's
Yeah, you
using that
mentioned-
on purpose.
You said the right word, character.
Character. We ain't got no characters. LFG,
WWE used to be built on characters.
not anymore.
I'm telling you.
LFG is trying. LFG is trying, Joe. And I God bless them. Thank the gods they got old school bookers like
Let's-
freaking Booker T and Natty.
Let's go.
But guess what? Yeah.
Go back in the day.
Yes.
Think back to old WWF. We had
Mm.
Duke the Dumpster Drosy, Spark Plug Bob Holly, the race car driver. We had Tatanka, the Indian. We had gimmicks. We had the the Smoking Guns, who were a couple of cowboys. We had gimmicks back then. People got
Now-
over because of character gimmicks.
Now
We
to
don't have
counter
that.
Yeah.
Now it's just like this is a guy.
But to counter that, we do. In Evolve, we have a mysterious woman called Vanta the Unknown. We have an anime girl called Anya Rune. We have a 80s wrestler that's not from the 80s in Brooks Jensen, who's a second generation wrestler. We have
It's Gaul.
It's Gaul, like in Evolve. And I was gonna say this too. I forgot to say this. I told this to Kevin, but Joe and Kane and Dennis would really enjoy this. Ryan Katz, the new announcer of Evolve, was the original announcer for Wrestling Society X.
Nice.
That's what I mean. Gabe Sapolsky said, you know what? If we're going back to the basics, let's go back to the basics of character, announcing, and commentary. And that's the purpose I love Evolve. Like, if once I found out that Ryan Katz was the original motherfucker that did that, and he announced Nikita Lyons last week, and Cardi M and everyone's like, this is how you announce the reigning and defending. And that's how you fucking say a championship match. Mike Rome, for as much money they put in clothes, that motherfucker doesn't say reigning and defending. Alicia Taylor doesn't say reigning and defending unless you give her a piece of paper to say it.
But again, you're talking about Evolve.
And that's the point. Evolve is the future. In the next 3 years, Evolve will be the brand that people will look at and say, holy shit, this is a new black and gold. Because if we got characters that no one is watching right now, Joe, no one is watching. Sam Holloway is a problem to Evolve, Joe, right now.
But Alex, the problem isn't that. The problem is that by the time they go from Evolve to NXT to the main roster, there is no more character. The character's gone.
Well, it's debatable. It's debatable because look.
How many characters, like gimmicky characters, are on the main roster?
Tatum Paxton.
None. Okay, yeah, Tatum, yes, Tatum.
Tatum, but okay, but they haven't really unveiled her as a character. She made one run in, and that was kind of it.
But she's compelling. You're telling me that those segments backstage with Charlotte are not compelling, with her in the closet and this, it was compelling.
Okay, one. Yeah. Out of two brands, there's one character.
Yeah, she should be on Raw. Like, she should be hanging out with Lyra. Like, that would be a great storyline.
Yeah.
But that's sad, though, because you got like one character.
Yeah. Go on, Kevin.
That's not her choice. That's uncreative. They put her in.
I know.
That's not her.
It's bad booking on their part.
I said the same thing what you said. She should be on Raw. Why the fuck is she there? She should be the one that's causing the rip or getting rid of Bailey. We're supposed to be
trying to get Lyra back from the dark side, and then you can turn her dark to get back Lyra. Like, but either way,
that's what a best friend will. That's what a best friend will do if they continue the storyline from NXT between Tatum and Lyra.
But look at this. Look at it this way. I was gonna tell Joe this. Look at it this way. Like, you have Dominic Mysterio, which is the future of the wrestling in 3 years. He is the future of Luchador and connecting AAA. Yes, but when he talks too much crap, he gets buried by Dragon Lee. When he talks too much crap, he has to represent himself in AAA, which that's the bad thing. The best thing about AAA is the storyline. The bad thing about AAA is the storyline, because Americano should have got the belt already, but now that we're in a weird holding pattern that we just like Dominic is just holding it, doing nothing.
But
and then yes,
my thing is though they ruined it because, like I said, Rey Mysterio is the GM. Why can't y'all have like Rey Mysterio be like, hey, I'm gonna make your life a living hell and everything. Make Dominic Mysterio fucking wrestle for the belt 3 times for the title in one night. Like, make it real though. Like, y'all ain't even trying to make it real. Like, huh?
That's because Rey is not a heel, and that's a heel tactic. Rey is a baby.
But I'm talking about Rey. Like, Rey and Dom don't get along. So why
Yeah.
not make it like, hey, I'm gonna make your life a living hell, bro? Like you Triple
Yeah,
A
but he's not.
champion, and I'm a GM.
Yeah, but he's not Nick Aldis. He's not a dick. But the point is, like, you're thinking too ahead of time. Once Dominic loses the belt, then Ray can
So
give him the gauntlet. No, think about it
so
this way. But the Dominic, like, Dominic loses the belt to Americano, right? And for Dominic to become a
what if he
babyface,
don't?
no, but think about it this way. Think about it this way, D-Walk. You can do a double turn. Ray turns into a heel by pushing Dominic to turn into a babyface. At the end, Dominic gets the belt again, and Ray turns into the heel GM because he realizes that what he thinks is tough love to his dad, to his son, was really just becoming a dick. Right now, Dominic is a dick. He's always been a fucking dick. And the only way to turn into a babyface is that he has to lose everything.
Yeah,
Undertaker understands that in AAA.
yeah.
But we ain't, we're in a, like I told Kevin and everyone here, we're in a weird fucking holding pattern that they're not taking the belt off him. Take it
Mm.
off
Yeah.
him.
They want
Give
him
it
in
to
Triple Manía.
Americano.
But
They
but
want to
he,
sell
Exactly.
the tickets in Triple
he already
Manía because it's a
frustrated.
two-night
Hopefully.
event.
But he already
Hopefully.
frustrated on how he getting treated right now. Like
Yeah, and he got buried by Dragon Lee. And now he's just shut the fuck up after that. Real quick.
Kevin, what were you saying now? Sorry.
That they need to set that up to Triple Manía because we all know Grande Americano Kaiser's gonna win that title at Triple Manía. Where they're gonna get it, they're gonna make it's a feel good story. People are gonna spend a lot of money in Mexico. I don't think that's gonna happen in Vegas. I think that match for the AAA Mega Campeonato gets changed on Sunday in
Yep.
the second night of Triple Manía.
It has to be. It has to be. Like, even Undertaker will tell Tony Khan, we can do it in Vegas. Undertaker's like, shut the fuck up. We're doing this in Mexico. It doesn't make sense to do this in Vegas. It has to be in Mexico. It has to be the Americanos go with him against Dominic. And then you can do the redemption storyline for Dominic from then on out. But for now, we have to wait and wait and wait. And for the time I'm saying this right now, if anyone's listening, Judgment Day has to end or kick out Live. This and I say
got to.
Yeah.
I say this
Uh,
I say this right now. If you're a champion who is not defending the belt for 100 days and you only respond because the IWC was so loud that you couldn't not block it, you need to fix that. We are not doing the Dean Ambrose defending it twice in a year. We're not doing that shit all over again.
bro.
No.
After that Britney Spears theme music, that shit gotta go. That shit is trash. Her whole new theme music is trash. That shit gotta go. I fucking
Trouble.
that shit give me
At me.
Yes.
Cherry lips and
No
that's
more.
Britney Spears.
No
Like
more.
that shit gotta go, bro. Like the bill
you know
gotta
what's
be
sad
off
about
you,
this?
bro.
You know, in 3 years, you know what they need to bring back? Jobber matches. Bring them back. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to set somebody. And I was gonna say this too. In 3 years, Roman has to go on his back for Oba. He has to. In the next
No,
3 years.
that's what they no. I mean, like I said, that's what they push it to. If they
I
do
thought,
it right, that's what they push it to. Because
Alex, I thought that's what Javon Evans was for, was for jobber matches.
no, but that's you remember Obafemi called out. Obafemi called out Roman Reigns. He called out the bloodline and everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, but we're getting
Also,
Braun
for
and Oba.
Joe, yeah. But yeah, I do like that they're doing this now. I hate that they're doing this now. But for Joe, as much as you don't like this is karma. Because you know in the future it's gonna be Oba and Javon. You know that. Like it or not.
He don't want to admit it.
He never will. He never will. As much as you shit on Javon, he's going on a path in the main roster that makes sense. You don't like it, but that's what it is.
I don't know if you're gonna like it.
Are we talking about a losing? Are we talking about a losing streak?
We're gonna add
Stop.
Leon Slater to that. We're also gonna add Leon Slater to that.
Yep. God. And I want to say this now. In 3 years, we have to have interagency matches. We have to get Ricky Sosa to the main roster. We got like if Ricky Sosa is not in the main roster with his theme music, you guys are just criminal. And bring
No,
back
they
Big
won't.
Cass.
They would
And
never. They would never
I
put
know, I
Ricky
know.
Sosa's theme song in WWE because they know they know.
They gotta do it in France though. If they can get a chance for even like a jobber match for him to come in and just pop.
Oh yeah.
But
Flash in Paris.
Bang,
not in
bang.
Paris. In Paris would be awesome. It would be just explosive. But I want to say this too. For the 3 years that's coming in right now, hashtag bring back Velveteen Dream. He's innocent. Hashtag bring
Ew.
back
Ew.
bring
Ew.
and
Get out of
Lord
here.
is in what?
That
I'm
guy
sorry.
can stay, that guy needs to stay wherever the hell he's at, hiding.
Hey, guess what? Once Roman's
He's
gone,
on the Indy.
once Seth is gone, once everyone else is gone, and you got these characters that are like, why'd you bring back Kid Bing Cass if you didn't bring back Enzo?
Because they
Why?
wanted because they wanted somebody to beat the shit out of Javon. Haven't you seen that every week? He's beating the shit out of Javon.
So his sole purpose is to beat the shit out of Javon.
I know that is kind of racist.
Hashtag beat up Javon. That needs to be the new hashtag.
Yeah, but don't
it
do.
used to be beat up John Cena,
Tim,
but okay.
Yeah.
Tim's to Javon's head. That needs to be another hashtag.
No,
He
no.
pissed in your cereal, didn't he?
All right.
Yes,
All right, Joe.
He was
See,
not like
see
Javon.
you
He was
don't,
not
you don't
like
like
Javon.
dude because you feel like he's too small. That dude mess around gain about 20, 30 pounds of muscle. What you gonna say to him?
But
I'll still stand in front of that.
this.
I'll still stand in front of that little scrawny motherfucker.
But Joe, guess what? This is the part that it baffles me. Jason Drake is 5 pounds less than Javon and 1 inch shorter, and they both came in the company at the same time. Why aren't you saying that about Jackson Drake?
Because I don't follow Jackson Drake, for one. Two, Jackson Drake's also been a champion.
Oh hell no!
How many titles has Javon held? 0. None.
Okay, but it's different though. It's different
No. That's not different. Javon went to NXT, was there for a couple of years, won 0 titles, 0. Got moved to the main roster to win 0 titles and to get his ass beat every week because that's what he is used for. As a goddamn punching bag. Like he deserves to be. Thank you.
But the thing I found out though, because I love Evolve, was the fact that both of them came in at the same time. They saw promise in Javon. They saw training in Jackson. That's why they sent Jackson to Evolve. They're like, look, we think that you're almost as good as Javon. They had projected things in their heads. So they sent Javon to the NXT because they saw the high flying. They saw promise in Jackson. That's why they sent him to Evolve. Now, if it was reverse, if Javon was in Evolve and Jackson was in NXT, I think it would have been the same thing for me as saying to myself that Jackson Drake. It would have been the same, Joe. Because again, they pushed Javon too early and they let Jackson cook. Okay, they let him cook. And again, I miss misogynist Jackson. I miss him. And now that Micah is going after Keanu Carver, that's a great pairing. Like you got a China and an actual big guy, not China and then Triple H trying to be big. Sorry, Triple H, you were not as bigger than China even in the 90s. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. But I want to say this before we get out of here because we're only doing it for 2 hours. I want to thank Joe and Kane and Dennis. 3.5 years doing this, but 3 years officially. Next week is the 3-year anniversary of NXT Time with D-Walk. I can't find NXT Time with D-Walk episode 1. I guess it disappeared. I found episode 2, so that's episode 1.
That's because the other channels got taken away, remember?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I try not to remember. I was listening. I was listening twice. Yes. But Joe, final thoughts of our 3-year anniversary and tell them where they can find you.
Technically, this is supposed to be like our 5 or 6 year anniversary because of all the stuff that we lost the first 2 channels.
Yeah, I know.
But nothing, just been doing this for a while, and it's nice to have a group of friends around that have stuck with this as long as they have, and to bring other friends in and just have a good community of people to talk to about wrestling and life and just enjoy each other's company.
Where they can find you?
What's up?
Where we can find you?
Where can we find
Oh,
you?
Joe BNCO at Linktree. Everything is there.
All right, Kane the Destroyer. Your thoughts on the last 3 plus 4 or 5? I don't even know. This 3 years anyway. Sure. But your thoughts on that and where they can find you?
All I know is we've been hanging a long damn time. So I don't know what 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I don't know. But I know me and me and Ellis go back a little bit longer because of the other stuff. But anyway,
Same. I understand.
Yeah.
The other guy.
Man, it's been one hell of a journey. I'm with some real riders right now, and guess what? We gonna go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more years. Ride or die all day long, baby.
There we go.
That's right.
All
We
day
are the number
long,
one.
dog. Link
That's right.
tree, Kane Destroy on everything. Bitch.
Yep. D-Walk. Energy time with D-Walk. Like I said, 2 weeks will be your 3-year anniversary of your first ever episode. So, your thoughts on that? Where they can find you?
That is crazy. I mean, like I said, it's been a privilege. I'm having a blast. Like, I love the fact about me bonding and growing with other content, and I love seeing other content grow. Shout out to Terrell and P.U.W.F because they joined us, they grew, they blossomed, and they out of here. They out of this world right now. But I love it. I love every bit of it, and I love the part about it though. We talk about wrestling. That's it. D-Walk 84 Linktree. I love it. Every bit of it. The good, the bad, no matter what, it's always back to wrestling. I love it. That's it.
3.5 years, 4 years, we were thrown away from the Midwest Marks podcast. Shout out to D-Walk. Shout out to B-Max. Shout out to Courtney. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to and I had to watch the episode 3 years ago. There were so many other people that we forgot after like anime something like cartoon guy. I was like, oh whatever. We do this for wrestling. We do this because we love wrestling. And guess what, Fightful and Malcolm Muscle and everyone that doesn't want to acknowledge us, we became the number one Evolve and the number 2 Evolve podcast in the world, whether you like it or not. It's quite amazing where we actually took the initiative and we did it. That's why we are the best unappreciated wrestling fans of the world. We are the 1 out of 4, and we are the 4 pillars of wrestling knowledge. Like it or not, too bad. Shout out to Jedi Sports Media Network for letting us have the chance to grow more than we have ever expected in our lives. More than we ever expected. Thank you, Kevin, for the La bendición. I thank Cardiem for showing me that anyone can love wrestling by showing it the right way. By wrestling, by character, by story. It's not about the IWC. It's not about the race. It's not about the gender. It's about the wrestling. That is what wrestling is about. That's it. You can find me on Rican Reactions on the road to 3,000 hours to get my thing together on P.U.W.F Wrestling. Check us out. Shout out to Coach FCSW on YouTube. EOD33 Wrestling Hub on YouTube. Chana Reads Horror on YouTube. For real Terrell and CJ Wolfie for real love. Hear these thoughts. The Invisible Woman, Cardi M, The Noir Project, and stay healthy, stay happy. We're doing this for 4. We're doing this for 5. In 2 weeks, we're going to celebrate the 2-week anniversary of NXT Time with D-Walk. And it's been a while
Let's
that we might actually it might be a while that we actually might see D-Walk pass out on camera. It's going to be a fun time, ladies and gentlemen. It might be a fun time for all. Good night, everybody. Oh, wait. Kevin, tell us where we can find you and your socials. Ya lo perdón. De verdad.
No, you're good. No, this is your night. It's not about the Sports Jedi media. It's about
No.
the
Everyone gets
podcast of the Appreciative Wrestling. You can always find me. You know where to find me on the Sports Jedi Media, Sports Jedi, at X at Sports Jedi Media, everywhere else, Sports Jedi Network. Don't forget all these podcasts. All of them are audio platform on all where you get your favorite audio platform, not just on Wrestling Super Friendos. Shout out to Jeff Lippman, of course, and the team. I wanted to say this about you guys. It's a pleasure to have you guys join us on our panel, being part of the family, growing. Because let's face it, we might not be podcast unappreciated wrestlers, but I know how to feel unappreciated by the IWC. Those ones that you mentioned. We have broken so many different stories, so many different things that have been said from talents, from wrestling talents, ignored, copy and paste, taken away, and totally unappreciative. I feel it. That's why we're only going to be as strong as our length in the chain, and you guys are a big part of our length of the chain. The Evolve Effect, the P.W.F. Evolve, also here Saturday Night Wrestling Talk, as well as the D-Walk, NXT Time with D-Walk. Of course, then we have the MOW Files with Jeff Lippman and Mr. Thomas. We've got the Dynamite Bros with my guy PGH Chris and Haas. We got so many Octagon Report with my son Austin. So we got a lot of different things. The Garden of Thoughts, Out of Character podcast, where now we're interviewing Hollywood actors and actors and wrestlers outside of their character. So we've got that there, and not just wrestling, but every walk of life, and we've got all this type, plus the major sports that we cover. So we lost the first channel. We didn't lose it. We're trying to work Google. We're asking you again. We need your cooperation. I need to get back the Sports Jedi Network channel. The hackers took it, and we're trying to get, and I can't get my recovery email. Google and YouTube are the only ones that can help, and they're lingering. They send a couple things DM wise. We can't get that hurdle. I need our channel back. There's over close to 20,000 subscribers there with all the time, and it's also monetized. I need that back. We're not putting content out there. We'll still grow this motherfucker here. I'm going to be honest with you. We'll still grow this because I know that I'm surrounded. We're getting better views on the second channel than we were getting in the first one, to be honest with you, because we're getting it now. We're back then it was built on the major sports, but this is where pure wrestling and information is coming from. But we're gonna grow. I'm not afraid of growing. I'm not afraid of rolling up my sleeves. But I know I've got guys that will help me get into trenches, and I want to thank you guys. Thank you guys. It's been a collaboration, not just for 3 years. Like I said, I know you guys for so long, especially Alex for longer. I did remember those days when you came from the Midwest and the name that now be named. I used to follow you guys on Facebook. I know I seen all that. And when the split happened, I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm aware of it. I stayed, I had no skin in the game, but I'm glad you guys did not give up and you revamped. And you know what? For that, we commend you guys for 3 more years and more. So appreciate you guys. Many blessings. Let's go. P.U.W.F. Sky's the limit.
Thank you. The last thing I want to say, this is not my podcast. This is our podcast. Good night, everybody.
Just bought a Cadillac, took it to the top, got the damn top drop, 2